Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are going to be doing part 2 of my declutter. So this is just going to be eyeshadow palettes and face palettes. So I have a lot. So this is my top drawer, and then I have one more drawer. So this is like my face palettes and then like eyeshadow palettes I use. I'm just going to go through this. I don't know how much I'm going to get rid of. I'm just going to get started. So I used to have this sectioned off by this was all face palettes and then this was all eyeshadow palettes, and I used to have them sectioned off by like brand, but I stopped doing that because I just feel like I was forgetting about my face palettes like all the way back here, and things like to like slide back here. So it kind of is like a hodgepodge of stuff, but it makes like sense in my mind. So there's like a few things like I know for a fact like I'm not getting rid of is my Natasha Denona Glam palette. This is like one of my favorite palettes. I'm definitely not getting rid of this. Patrick Ta palettes are just some of my like favorites. So I also have some of his blush palettes. So I have the very first one that he came out with. So this one has like She's a Doll, and then like She's Vibrant, She's Fake. I don't use this one as much as like my other ones from him because these are very bold, but I still really like this palette. And then I have the second one. I actually use this one quite a bit. This is the second one that he did, and this one is just a lot more like cooler fair tones. But I know like I'm not getting rid of these palettes because they're just like some of my favorites. And then here I just have some like depotted Kylie Cosmetics blushes, and then I have some Ofra ones. I honestly don't ever use these Ofra ones, but I just like keep them in here with these because they're so little. And then I have you know what? I might just take these all out and then go through them. Okay, so now that I have it completely emptied out, I am gonna kind of like I did the last time where I don't want just all face palettes, all eyeshadow palettes, because again like face palettes just can be hard to get out. I want to keep palettes here I don't use all the time, and then palettes I use more often up like towards the front. And the one palette I am gonna get rid of is this Complex Culture palette. So this is just like a highlighter and like bronzer palette. It's actually a very nice palette. I got it in a BoxyCharm, so I don't know exactly where this is sold, but it is a really good palette. Another palette I'm gonna get rid of is this Melt Blush palette. I always try and like tell myself to use this, and I always say that I'm gonna keep it because I'll use it more. I still haven't used it, and I know I'm not gonna, so I'm gonna get rid of this palette. Like this Dominique Cosmetics palette, it has like all just like neutrals, and this is a really good like travel palette because it has like a white and a black, and it has like honestly every neutral you could need. This is like a Z palette with a bunch of Ofra eyeshadows. Honestly, I will probably get rid of these. I don't ever use these or these highlighters. I'm just not a big highlighter person, and I kind of want to depot some of my ColourPop shadows and put them in this. So I actually might put this in the bottom drawer. I do have this Lunar Beauty Strawberry Dreams palette. I will say I don't use this like a ton anymore. This was one of my favorite shades in here, but it completely shattered. And yeah, I'm gonna keep it because it does have some like fun colorful shades, and I like to keep some colorful palettes in case, you know, I get crazy one day. Full Fantasy palette by Manny Beauty, by Laura Lee and Lunar Beauty. It's so, you're kidding me, like this green. So, and then we have this one. This one is the Eternal Eclipse. And then I have some of these like Huda Beauty palettes. These ones I don't use all the time because they are a little bit more bold. I would say these two are like definitely my favorites from her, like Rose Quartz. I love this palette, but again, I don't use it every single time I do my makeup, so I'm gonna put these here, and I think I'm gonna put this Natasha Denona palette. This is such a nice palette for fall. I do think it's discontinued. It's the Metropolis palette, so I don't know if you can still get it, but that's just gonna fall for now. And I have these Natasha Denona palettes. So these ones again, I don't use every single day. This is like the bronze. And then we have the, what's this one called? The retro palette. And then the dream palette. So again, I don't use these like every time. I'm just gonna put these Jaclyn Hill blush palettes. I need to remember to like use these more. I kind of just like forget about them a little. And then I love these Luna Beauty face palettes, these like blush palettes, but I think they'll fit like really nice. Yeah, they fit like perfectly right there. I still have this Jaclyn Hill highlighter palette. I honestly don't use this very much anymore. I used to love this, but I just don't really use highlighter that much anymore. But I like hate to get rid of it because it was a gift, and you can't actually get her brand anymore. So, okay, back to my face palette. So I have the Kylie one. I actually love Kylie's blushes. Those are her old ones, so I don't know how her new ones are. A couple more Z palettes. These Anastasia like empty magnetic palettes are really nice, and they're only $10, I think. So they're really nice quality too. They're way nicer than my Z palette magnetic palettes. So I have Kylie bronzers and some neutral tone blushes in there. And then I just have my MAC blushes. So I depot out all of my MAC ones. Those are those. Luna Beauty Nude Prism palette is one of my like favorites. I do really love this Vive Cosmetics cool tone palette. This is a super cool toned palette, but I do really like it. I just hate how like long this packaging is. I might put it here. Then I just have my Luna Beauty Facelift palette. And then one of my favorite blush palettes, if you've watched any of my videos, the Laura Lee Blush Aesthetic. Then my Patrick Ta palettes. I just have my Makeup by Mario palettes. The one that I use the most is the all matte one. And I do want to get the cool tone version near this Floricel. And I do just have like the shimmer. And then the one that I use like the least is the metallic one. But I just like hate to get rid of it. But I honestly just never reach for it. I think just because it's just kind of a lot more of a hassle than just using a shimmer. And then I do have this NARS blush palette. This was like a holiday blush palette, I think like a year ago, 2 years ago. So I just put that one like there. The last couple palettes I have are these Charlotte Tilbury blush palettes. I love these. You can't get them anymore, I don't think, but I use these a lot. So I just put them there because they're very small, and if I put them back here, they slide to the back, and then I guess I could put them here. Does that look better? I don't know. And then I have my Huda Beauty Khaki Haze. This one I don't use all the time because it's just green tones. But then like I love this one. This one is Wild Jaguar. But I don't think you can get either of these anymore, or I don't think you can get this one. So I just put those there. And then I have like a couple single shadows. I have this like Dose of Colors little like pot shadow. And then I have my Fenty Beauty Diamond Bomb, which I love to use as eyeshadow. Then I have Trophy Wife. And then I have these like glitters from Patrick Ta that I bought for my wedding. I don't think you can actually get these anymore. These literally came out like the week before my wedding, and I bought these for that, and I don't even think you can get them now. I think they were like super limited edition. And then I have this Urban Decay Moon Dust shadow. I love this. And then this Ace Beauty like just gold shadow. It's super wet and like glittery. I actually might put this one in the bottom because I don't use this a lot. And then I have these two. I think I might rid of these. This is an Anastasia black liner. I don't ever use this. And then this KVD. It's actually a brow pomade, but it's in brown. And I thought I would use it as a liner. I don't, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. And here I just have like random like eye products, honestly. I have my lash glue. And then I just have the individual lashes I wore on my wedding day. So honestly, I probably won't ever use those again, but I keep them anyways. This drawer like overwhelms me. I really want to depot these ColourPop palettes or my Dose of Color ones too, because I actually really love the Dose of Color eyeshadows, but I don't reach for them ever. I'm gonna get rid of this Natasha Denona Cupid palette. I don't ever reach for this, and I honestly feel like I could find very similar shades in the retro palette. So I'm gonna get rid of that. And then I keep this Eloise palette every time because I want to use it because the shimmers are super pretty. But I never use it, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. I'm gonna wipe this drawer out. Okay, so back here I have my Jaclyn Hill palette. I just don't think I can ever get rid of this palette. Like, it's just so well loved, but it's just absolutely like holy grail for me, so I just think I can get rid of it. I am gonna get rid of this Lorac palette. I never ever reach for this. It's a really pretty palette, but I don't reach for this palette. I am gonna keep this ColourPop one because just in case I need these like colorful shadows, I like to like have them. And then I honestly really love this Stone Cold Fox palette from ColourPop. And I also really like this palette. So I don't reach for these huge palettes as much anymore, but I do really like these ColourPop ones. I still have my Morphe. This is the 35. It's a 3502. I don't even know if Morphe is still like a brand anymore, to be honest. But I used to use this for like my warm toned shadows. I don't know if I want to keep it or not. It's really pretty for like fall time. I don't know. And then I do have this Jaclyn. This is the second one she came out with. Now I will say I do not use this one nearly as often because like it's just so bright. But I don't know. I like to keep palettes for just like if I do someone else's makeup or if I want to do like a colorful makeup. I don't know. It's so hard for me to get rid of like old makeup products, you know? And then like back here, I just have like Nicole Guerrero's like palette with Anastasia. Like more like memory palettes. Like I still have Makeup Geek eyeshadows. Okay, and then in here I have like a lot of liquid shadows. I really don't reach for liquid shadows a lot. I love these heavy metal glitters from Urban Decay, but everything else I don't really reach for, like this and like this Galactic like liquid shadow. So I think I am just gonna get rid of these. Honestly, some of these are probably pretty dried out. And then in here I just have like magnets and then the Makeup by Mario, like the thing that goes with the metal palette. And these ColourPop palettes I'm just gonna put in here for now. But again, I do like want to declutter these. Or not declutter, depot these. And then I just have this Huda Beauty mint palette, which this is so pretty, but I don't use that as often as the other one, so I just keep it here. I have my Anastasia palette, so I have the Jackie Aina, which this was super well loved, and then the Carly Bible one as well. And then I have the Modern Renaissance and the Soft Glam. I'm just gonna try and like rearrange things. I don't know if I'm gonna declutter anything. Don't come for me, okay? I can kind of rearrange things, and then if I see anything I want to get rid of, I'll let you know. I have this Candy Skies palette. I actually really love this. I use this color palette actually quite a bit because they're not like crazy colors. But it is such long packaging, like literally. Because then it's kind of like over there and not like super in the way. I am going to put, I think, this palette here just for now until I depot these shadows. And lastly, I just have my Just a Color palette. So this drawer does actually look better. I just didn't get rid of much. I decided to get my primer drawer since I didn't get rid of very many eyeshadows. And I haven't went through this one. Mostly it's just gonna be products that are expired probably. So I'm gonna start back here. So I keep a lot of like glowy primers here. So one that I know is expired because I like, this is the Touch and Soul Glassy Primer. This is really pretty, but it's expired June 19th, 2022. So I'm gonna get rid of that. And I also just, I don't really reach for it. Then I have this Earth Harbor Nymph Nectar. This is really pretty and like glowy. It's like a little bit oily for me, so I don't ever really reach for it. Then I have these two primers. I actually really like these, and as you know, like this is one of my favorite primers. I'm actually almost out of it, so hopefully you can still get that. And then I just have these Watermelon Dewdrops. I don't use those all the time, but I don't even think there's that much left in it. So here I keep like pore minimizing primers with like a little extra in there. I have my Fenty Beauty one, my One Size, the Rare Beauty, my L'Oreal, and then I have this Smashbox one. This one is definitely expired, but I'm just going to keep it anyways because I really like it. I just have a couple samples. So I have like the Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow MAC Strobe Cream, and then this Tarte Shape Tape Glow Wand. This is actually really pretty. It reminds me a lot of the Charlotte Tilbury. I am going to get rid of this Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. I do like this primer, but again, I've had this for so long and it's kind of expiring and it's just getting like thicker. And I feel like it's pilling more now, so I think it's time. It's super cute packaging though. And then my e.l.f. Putty Primer. I love, love, love this. Okay, and then up here I just have my Summer Fridays. This is like empty. I don't even know why this is in here. I love this sunscreen. If you have like oily skin and you feel like a lot of them are too greasy or breaks you out, this is a really nice sunscreen. I use this a lot underneath makeup, mostly just because I like a higher SPF for like every day. But underneath makeup, this is like gorgeous. But this is literally, there's nothing in here. I do actually like this Dominique Blur Moisture Serum Primer. It's just like it says, like it's definitely, I don't see blur, but it's like a serum-y moisturizer. It kind of reminds me of the Too Faced Hangover RX, but for some reason mine is broke, so like the pump part of it came out for some reason. And then I'm just going to keep my Charlotte Tilbury and my L'Oreal Lumi Lotion. And then I have the Rare Beauty one. I don't use this one as much, but I do still like it. This one is a little bit more like highlighty glow, not as like skincare like hydrating glow. I do have this Tahitian Dewy Collagen Face Primer. Actually really nice too. It gives you a nice glow, but it is more like hydrating, kind of like the Dominique. And then I just have some hyaluronic acid. I'm just gonna get rid of this because there's like nothing in here. I just have my setting sprays and my Say Super Glowy Gel, and then my Rhode and the Merit. So there's hardly anything in there, but I'm just gonna finish it out. And then even though I really love this LMS Superfood Glowing Primer Moisturizer, this is so expired. I've had this for like 2.5 years, and it has a 6-month expiration date. And since it is more of like a skincare product, I am gonna get rid of this. I do kind of hate this just for the packaging. Like, why is it so bulky? I don't understand. Okay, so that is everything I want to get rid of. I'll show you real fast what all we got rid of. It isn't much, so don't yell at me. Okay, so this is everything we got rid of. It's not a ton because it's really hard for me to get rid of eyeshadow palettes for some reason. I don't know what it is. But so this ended up being more of like a organized showing my eyeshadow palette collection video more than a declutter, but I'm still happy with what I got rid of. I still think it's quite a bit. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.